Okay, so we're getting into the practice work for Unit 7, Lesson 6, and that was all about special right triangles, the two being the 45, 45, 90, and the 60, 30, 90 triangle. And I recommend that you, when you start a test or something, you write this down right away, dedicate it to memory, and then on your notes or on your white paper that they give you to write things down, you just brain dump it onto the paper so that you don't have to remember it when you need it. You brain dump it onto the paper right away. Oh, there should be a little 90-degree mark right here. Okay, so these are rules for special right triangles. Right, just talk about these real quick again. So your 30, 60, 90 triangle, it doesn't quite look like a 90 degree, but it is because it has a little 90 degree mark there. So, so you have your 30 degree angle, and opposite your 30 degree angle is going to be your short leg because that's the way, it's your smallest angle in the triangle. So opposite your 30 degree angle is going to be your shortest leg. Conversely, opposite your 60 degree angle is going to be your long leg. And then your hypotenuse, as always, is going to be opposite your 90 degree angle. The relationships within this triangle is that your hypotenuse is double the length of your short leg. So the equation resulting from that relationship is 2 times your short leg equals the length of your hypotenuse. Okay, and then your long leg is this square root of 3 times your short leg, right? So it's like 1.7, right? So it's like 3 square root. Yeah, it's like 70% longer than your short leg. Okay, it's almost double, but not quite, right? So those are the relationships within your 7. And if you need to write that down to help you visualize this stuff, go for it, right? I just wrote random triangles down here. I don't know if they're 45, 45, 90s or whatever, but yeah, anyway. Then your 45, 45, 90s these are easy. Like your lengths are the same for the triangles, right? And then your hypotenuse is just square root of 2 times the length, whatever that length is, right? So that's like 1.4 or something. So 2 square root, yeah, it's like 1.4. So it's like 40% longer than the length of both of the sides. Okay, so dedicate these rules and these relationships to memory. Really helpful for like the math, and they're time savers, and time savers on tests are really helpful tools. Okay, so let's get into these. I've already pre-staged the assignment with some triangles. If you're not writing triangles to help you visualize these things, you're doing yourself an injustice. So do that. Okay. So we have the triangle, and C is the 90 degree angle, making our hypotenuse little c. Oh, that's a at sign or a copyright sign, making it little c, little c. I did it again. Making it little c. Okay. Okay, and then angle x. I'll just do that one. We'll make it this one angle x because it looks bigger. 60 degrees. And then that makes our angle our 30 degrees. So angle, and then let's see the other one, B. This is angle B. This is 30 degrees. So this is lowercase b, and this is lowercase x. Okay, if I want to name them that way. All right. So xc, also known as b, is 5. All right. So this length here is 5. Okay. So what is the length of CB? Well, this is the short length, right, on a 60, 60, 90 triangle, right? So I can figure out that CB CB is which one of these? CB is the other length, is the long leg, right? The one opposite of the 60-degree angle, right? So it's going to be 3. So CB is square root of 3 times 5. Right, that's it. Or to write this properly, it's 5 times the square root of 3. That's it. All right, and then so this is 5 times what did I color did I make these? Oh yeah, I'm doing green, I think. So this is 5 times the square root of 3. Okay, that's that. All right, and then to figure out the hypotenuse, C, it's just going to be 2 times the short leg, so that's going to be 10. Right? It's that simple, right? So there's that. Okay, so 2 times equals 2 times 5. So that's 2 times 10. Right, so that's 10. Okay, so that's just the relationship right here. Okay, moving down to this one. This is a 45, 45, 90. Right, so these are both 45s. I'll use burgundy for that. So these are 45, 45, 45. Let's see, F is my 90 degree. It doesn't matter Y and W are the other two. Okay, so WF. Let's see, FY. FY is opposite of W, so that's one of the legs. That's opposite, so that doesn't have W in it, so this is W. So this is 3. So the Y, right? Y here is WF, right? That is the same. That's 3, right? Because if you look here, the lengths are the same, right? And to figure out the hypotenuse, right, it's just any of the lengths times the square root of 3. So the hypotenuse here is going to be equal to any of the lengths times the square root of 3 equals, like, I don't know, 3 times the square root of 3. And that's it. Oh, sorry, 2. 2. Wrong number. Square root of 2. Common mistake there. I get the 2 mixed up. Alright, so square root of 2. Okay, so this is 3 times square root of 2. Fell into that trap to do a square root of 2. Let me fix it right there too. Often people would make that mistake, and they confuse these two here. Remember, 45, 45, 90 is square root of 2, and 60, 60, 60, 39. Easy way to remember that, or one way to remember that, is square root of 3 with a 30. That's one way to correlate that. I guess. Okay. All right. So then we have this other way here. We have ZDH. ZD is the 90 degree angle, and H, and then H is the 30 degree angle. I just pick these at random, and of course all right, and ZH, that's the hypotenuse, also opposite of D, right? That could be D if you wanted, is 4. Okay, so this one's going to take a little bit of algebra, right? So ZD. Okay, so ZD here, if we're going to figure out the short leg, that's the short leg. So if let me do my 2. So my 2 times, I'm going to call this H, okay? And I'm using, I'm just going to do it. I use blue for, I'm going to keep with this color here. 2 times H, 2H, 2H equals hypotenuse. So h equals hyp divided by 2. That's not that hard, right? So 4 divided by 2, right? Because this is the short leg, right? We're doing the short leg, right? Because h is a short leg. It's opposite 30-degree angle, okay? Opposite 30-degree angle is a short leg. Short leg is h. H equals short leg, okay? See that? So h equals 2, okay? And then over here, our long leg, we used in blue. Our long leg, our short leg, square root of 3 times the short leg equals the long leg, right? So we're just going to take 2 times the square root of 3, and that's going to equal the long leg. All right, so that's going to be 2 times the square root of 3 equals a long leg. I guess I could make that a different color and make that blue. Equals the long leg. Okay, that's easy. Okay, so much easier if you know these relationships. Much more easier. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to slide this over without disturbing my camera. Connection's super sensitive. Okay, I did it. All right. I have GUV over here. Stay there. Okay. All right, this is a 45, 45, 90. So this is a 45. This is a 45. This is a 45. And 90 is my V. Doesn't matter what G or U is. It gives me VG, which is a leg of 24. That means this one's 24. VU is 24. And then GU is the hypotenuse, so it's going to be 24 times the square root of 2. It's a very ugly 4. I want to go write something else, but I just need to do a 4. See how easy that was? Right? The legs are the same, the hypotenuse is square root of 24. Okay? Super simple. Super simple. And then finally 9 and 10. It's T triangle JTS. S is the 90-degree angle. Let's see. T is the 60-degree angle. That means J is the 30-degree angle. TJ, so S is the hypotenuse. That should be orange. Okay, that's 12. So what is TS? That's J, also known as J. I've been using, that's the short leg, right? Because it's opposite. It's opposite of my 30-degree angle. So I'm using green for my short leg. Right, it's my short leg. Right, so what is my short leg length? Right, again, so my short leg on a 30, 60, 90 triangle is half. All right, so my short leg equals my hypotenuse divided by 2. right? Because it was this. Just move the 2 over here by dividing it, right? And it's going to be 12 divided by 2 equals 6. That's like the hardest math. And then my long leg is the square root of 3 times my short leg. My short leg is this, so this is going to be 6 times the square root of 3. Right? Man, it's so much. This is so easy. There's only 15-minute homework. I mean, that was with me talking and changing colors and all sorts of stuff. Okay? So, super simple. If you got any questions, please let me know. Make yourself one of these. Draw it a bunch of times. Write these, 5 times each if you need to. Right? But just know these relationships. They're fairly intuitive if you understand how triangles are put together and that the opposite sides, just understand the opposite side relationships, right? If you understand the opposite side relationships, this should make sense. Okay? Thanks.